in this lesson we are going to be dividing polynomials again, but this time we're going to be doing it by what's called long division. You may have heard of long division before. You should have done it at some point in your math career, but we are going to be doing it now with polynomials. Before we get to the long division algorithm for polynomials, we're going to recall what you should already know about just regular long division with numbers, okay, constants. So we'll start with this basic long division algorithm here, and we're going to see how to divide 1573 divided by 13. So write that down, 1573. Try to write small because you're going to run out of room, because we are going to kind of go down. Divided by 13. So the way this works, if you remember, you take the 13, which is called the divisor. How many times does 13 go into 1? Well, it goes in 0 times. So you'd put a 0 there. We don't need to put a 0 in front. So then you go to the next number. How many times does 13 go into 15? Once. So it'll be 1. 1 times 13 is 13. And that goes underneath the 15. Subtract. 15 minus 13 is 2. 13 doesn't go into 2, so bring down the 7. Bring down the next number. 13 goes into 27 twice. So that goes above the 7. 2 times 13 is 26. We subtract. 27 minus 26 is 1. We bring down our 3. 13 goes into 13 once. 1 times 13 is 13, and of course that subtracts and gives you 0. Remainder 0. So 121 would be the quotient of 1573 and 13. Now, let's move on to see how this would work with polynomials. X plus 3 is the divisor, and x cubed plus 5x squared plus 7x plus 3 is the dividend. Alright, so let's see how this works. What you're going to do, and this is what you got to focus on, is just taking the first term of the dividend in the first term of the divisor. That's all you have to worry about. First term of the dividend, first term of the divisor. How many times does it divide in? Alright, so x and x to the third. How many times does x divide into x to the third? Well, it is x squared times. Wait, what are you talking about? X squared times. X squared, it doesn't sound like that's even a number, x squared. Well, sure it is. Okay, whatever x, if x is a number, say it's 3, 3 squared is 9. So x squared is a number. That's why you could say x squared times. X squared times. So what that kind of means is, or what it exactly means is, when you multiply x squared times the x, same process as we did up here. Remember, we did 1 times 13. So you do that in here, x squared times x, and you get x to the third. It goes in evenly. That's how you know it goes in evenly, because these terms match. X squared times 3 is positive 3x squared. Put that underneath the 5x squared and draw your line and subtract. Now this is where you got to be careful. This is a binomial you're subtracting. X to the third plus 3x squared. So you need to subtract or change the signs basically of both of these terms. When you subtract, you change the signs. So we're going to make this a minus and a minus by subtract. That's what the subtraction does. X to the third minus x to the third is 0. That's going to happen every time on that first term. It's always going to be 0. 5x squared minus 3x squared is 2x squared. X goes into 2x squared. Oh, I'm sorry, we got to bring down, almost forgot. Got to bring down the next term. Bring down your plus 7x, just like we did in the example above. Brought down the next number. Now you're bringing down the next number, the next term. X, all we care about again is the first term. X and 2x squared. Okay, how many times does x go into 2x squared? It goes in, it goes in 2x times. What are you talking about 2x times? Well, because I know that 2x times x gives me 2x squared, so I know it goes in evenly. And then distribute 2x times 3 is 6x. You have to multiply that term by both of these so that they line up perfectly. Again, subtract, so change the signs. Change the signs. 2x squared minus 2x squared cancels to 0. Again, like I said, it's going to do it every time. 7x minus 6x is 1x. Bring down your 3. This is going to be our last round. Just focus on the first term. X goes into x how many times? 1. Plus 1. And then 1 times x is 1x. And then 1 times 3 is 3. Subtract, subtract, 0, 0, you get 0. All right, so that's what you should get at the end is 0. X squared plus 2x plus 1 would be the quotient here. Okay, now I know I went a little fast there, but we're going to do 2 more examples, see if you can get it. If not, go back, pause, rewind, as you should any video. All right, example 2. Now this one, we're gonna take the 2x to the third minus 4x squared. We have to add in a 0x and then plus 5, and we're going to divide by 2x minus 2. Okay, so I know this got ugly here. Ooh. Alright, so 2x into 2x to the third, that divides in x squared times 2x is 2x to the third, which it should be, and then multiply, you get negative 2x squared. Okay, so now we change the sign, subtract, minus, and then this changes to a plus. Now we have negative 2x squared. Bring down the 0x. 2x divides into negative 2x squared, and that's going to give us negative 2x. I mean negative x. And that gives you negative 2x squared and positive 2x here. Now we'll change our signs again, plus, and then now this becomes a minus. So that cancels. This already canceled. We get negative 2x here. Add a 5, bring down the 5. Right? We brought down 0x. Now we bring down our 5. 2x goes into negative 2x. It's going to be negative 1. Multiply. Negative 2x. Now this time, you get 2. Change your signs. Don't forget to change your signs. Plus, minus, 5 minus 2, 3. There's nothing else to bring down. We have a remainder. How do we handle the remainder? X squared minus x minus 1, and then plus 3 over 2x minus 2. So remember, you can have a remainder now, even with long division. We saw it with reverse tabular. Now we have with long division. So this time we have a missing term in the divisor. Okay, so we need a 0x. Just put it in here, plus 0x, and then just make sure you put it in the right order. So it's 2x squared plus 0x minus 3 is your divisor, and our dividend is 2x to the fourth plus 14x to the third plus x squared minus 21x minus 6. All right, last one here and we're done. 2x squared into 2x to the fourth. You already got the 2. You need another x squared there, so that's going to be our quotient, x squared. Multiply it. 2x to the fourth. Multiply. Anything times 0 is going to be 0, so it's going to be 0x to the third. And then minus 3x squared. Change your signs. Minus, minus, plus. So that's 0. You get 14x to the third plus 4x squared, and then bring down negative 21x. 2x squared into 14x to the third. 2 into 14 is 7, so plus 7. And don't forget x, because x squared is going into x to the third. That's x. Now multiply, you get 14x to the third plus 0x squared minus 21x minus plus, excuse me, that's 0, that's 0. You get 4x squared plus 0x minus 6. And then last one, 2x squared into 4x squared is just plus 2. And that's 4x squared plus 0x minus 6. Negative, negative, positive, 0 remainder. Our quotient is x squared plus 7x plus 6, plus 2, plus 6, plus 2. All right, see you in class tomorrow for some practice on this stuff.